Hello, fellow Good Omens fans, and welcome to another episode of News Bites, where I bring you all the little tidbits of Good Omens related news you might be missing, and sometimes some additional things I think might interest you. The last couple of weeks have had a few really important production updates, and I feel like we've been so focused on all of that we've missed some of the other news that we usually cover. In addition, there have been some small but positive hints going around on social media concerning the news of the last few weeks. I feel like Good Omens is having a bit of a resurgence. It continues to trend regularly on social media, especially Tumblr, and related social media accounts have recently become very active. My own channel here has had a big upswing in viewers and subscribers. If you're one of these new fans, hello and welcome to the fandom. We're all obsessed here. I'd love to see you comment down below and say hello. Since the news leak on September 11th that Neil Gaiman has offered to take a more backseat role in the production of Season 3, the official Terry Pratchett Estate account on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Terry Pratchett's personal account, which is now run by Rob Wilkins, have both been out in the social media sphere liking positive fan posts. This has been seen by many fans as encouragement not to give up hope, and yet another reminder that Good Omens really is so much bigger than Neil. Indeed, both Neil and Terry have said that the book was 75% Terry, and we know that Neil has gone out of his way to make sure that Terry-related things are all kept in, and because Rob Wilkins was, and still presumably is, so heavily involved in the production of Good Omens, we have a solid foundation of hope. Rob Wilkins was Terry Pratchett's assistant for years, and later also his business manager, but he was also so much more than that. In a recent book by Rob Wilkins called Terry Pratchett, A Life Without Footnotes, Rob details the evolving relationship he had with Terry over the more than 20 years they worked together. To begin with, Rob was an assistant hired because Terry had staff envy after he heard author Gillian Cooper talk about how invaluable her assistant PA was. Over time, he became a trusted friend as well as an important aide to Terry. Near the end of Terry Pratchett's life, as his Alzheimer's symptoms worsened, Rob was providing much-needed care and discusses, frankly, the emotional roller coaster that came along with all of that, as he helped Pratchett keep track of and finalize the last Discworld books published. It's a really interesting read for any fan of Terry Pratchett, and I highly recommend it. The fact that Rob Wilkins is actively liking fan posts that have a hopeful message about Season 3 is more than a little encouraging to me. Oh, and before I forget, on a related note, the Ineffable Con 5 raised more than $11,000 for Alzheimer's research this year, bringing the total to over $50,000 since the con began in 2019. And some of that money was raised in part due to donations made by another big creative force involved in the TV production, Peter Anderson Studios, who have also been active on social media recently, encouraging fans to stay positive, are responsible for the incredible intro credit sequence, which, if you're interested, I did a breakdown of to find all of the Easter eggs here. Speaking of other creatives involved in Good Omens, Douglas McKinnon recently posted this funny little cartoon which caused a bit of a stir in the fandom, as many people assumed it must be somehow related to the current situation, and there were calls for him to return to the production. But he quickly clarified the meaning of the cartoon, a political meme poking fun at the long-term consequences of Brexit. There is still a lot of fan encouragement for him to step back into the role he held for Season 1 and Season 2, but we haven't heard anything that makes this seem likely. Michael Sheen, who plays Aziraphale, has been a very busy man of late. Coming out today is the miniseries A Very Royal Scandal, where Michael is cast in the role of Prince Andrew. The 3-episode series concerns the infamous 2019 BBC interview where Prince Andrew struggled when faced with questions about his relationship with convicted child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. The performances in this drama are being given excellent reviews, with one critic calling Michael Sheen chameleonic. The miniseries is now streaming on Amazon Prime, and although I haven't seen it yet, I plan to watch the entire thing this weekend. Maybe I'll do a review of it next week. Michael is staying busy too. He is also going to be starring in the limited-run Soho Place performance of White Rabbit, Red Rabbit, which is described as an experimental drama with no rehearsals and no script, where each night a single actor takes the stage and is given an envelope with the stage author's directions on the evening's performance. Other notable actors playing in this run include Jonathan Pryce, Jason Isaacs, and the amazing Kate Fleetwood. The show runs from October 1st through November 9th, and Michael's performance is on Friday the 4th of October at 8 p.m. If you're a local and interested in tickets, the link to the official website is in the description below. While doing publicity tours for a very royal scandal, he's also had a couple of big interviews, notably with The Guardian, where he tells the interviewer how and why he left Los Angeles and returned to his hometown of Port Albert in Wales to work on a community production of The Passion, and how all of that led him to becoming what he calls a not-for-profit actor. It's quite a long interview, and Michael shares a lot of personal details about his own life, but it's far too much for me to sum up here, so if you're interested in reading that, you can also find the link down in the description. And he isn't just doing interviews, he also wrote a guest column for Mirror where he talks in depth about his local charity work, why he reveres mothers, and he promotes a number of local causes and events. Living and thinking locally must be hard for a world-class actor, but Michael really puts a focus on the importance of supporting small local businesses, organizations, and events. As always, I have linked to the column for you to read at your leisure down in the description. But these dramatic performances and interviews aren't the only thing Michael's been up to in recent months. Michael left social media a few years back, but he's recently returned this year, reposting lots of links to the charity events he supports and projects he's worked on, such as Buried the Last Witness, a podcast, which I covered earlier this year in this video here. But just about 6 weeks ago at the end of July, he posted this adorable picture of tartan socks with the comment, "To our world, a lovely gift to Good Omens fans," letting us know how much he still loves Good Omens and the fandom, which he has said in the past had helped him through a rough period in his life. He's including us in that lovely phrase from season 1.
To the world. To the world.
In less happy news, both Maggie Service and Quellen Sepulveda, who play Maggie and Muriel respectively, have canceled their scheduled appearances at the Glasgow Comic-Con on September 28th and 29th. Maggie Service has a health concern, but we don't know why Quellen canceled. Of course, fan speculation is running pretty wild, and I imagine that they might receive some awkward questions at a public appearance like that, but we just don't know the reason for certain. In any case, I know all of the fans wish both of them well, hope they can return to the convention circuit soon, and hope to see both of them again in Season 3. And again, I'd like to welcome all of the new fans I see on this channel in recent weeks. If you're interested in meeting other fans of Good Omens, sharing fan art and fanfic, discussing theories, playing games, or just gushing over your favorite characters, we have a very active Discord server linked below. We're currently planning a big Halloween party and a winter holiday party, and we have other regular events like trivia and the weekly musical get-together, Celestial Harmonies. So I hope you check us out. If you like this kind of video, including theories and in-depth analysis, please remember to like the video and subscribe. And speaking of winter holidays, some of you may know that I am also a very big fan of The Wheel of Time. I started reading that book series when I was still in my teens, longer ago than I really care to admit. In any case, with the new TV adaptation on Amazon, it's a fan community that I participate in that is only growing. For the last 4 years, they've put on a parody talent show called What Idol that's just so much fun, and was the basis for my idea for Good Omens Got True Talents that was such a massive success earlier this year. My friend Lauren at Unraveling the Pattern is hosting a holiday special, What Idol. It will be more of a show than a competition, and they are accepting What-themed holiday parodies, art, skits, and original music. So if you happen to also be a fan of the books, the show, or both, now is the time to get to work coming up with ideas. I'll be sharing more details in a few weeks, including deadlines, the event date, and where you can submit your entry. If you're curious about Good Omens Got True Talents, you can check out the 7-hour live stream here, and yes, we do plan to host it again next year, probably in 2 segments. We will also be announcing more details on that in the next month or so. I'd like to thank my friends and my volunteer Discord staff who make a lot of what we do here possible and keep our Good Omens fan community running so smoothly. Mods Kamapuri, By the Bentley, Silver, O'Dayan, Riley, and Madman D, Ace Reporter Joe Madge, Trivia Master Jane, DJs Laura S. and Oaken, and all of the other wonderful forum members who host events, organize meetups, and just keep the community the wonderful place that it is. I'd also like to thank all of my patrons who continue to support this channel and all that we do here. News, opinion, theory, and analysis, your one-stop channel for all things Good Omens, and once in a while, we stretch a bit and take a closer look at other interesting TV shows and movies like the 2016 movie Arrival. I've had a bit of a summer hiatus, but I'm back to sharing twice monthly rewatch notes, now including some of the Amazon extras, and a special thanks to my ineffable tier members, Georgia Washington and Madman D. We've made it to the end of the video, so to you, dear viewer, who are the life of this channel, as always, thanks for watching!